Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend.
And I'm James, your black friend,
Well, and this is the Fat and Black Connection.
where we talk about anything and everything. Well, as long as it's interesting to us.
That's right. And if you're hearing us or seeing us right now on July 27, 2022 at 8:01 in the Pacific, that means that you're hearing and seeing us live.
Live.
Because it's live right now.
And it's interactive. So that means
What?
we have comments. So wherever you're watching us, on YouTube, on Twitch, Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you're watching us, leave those comments because we like seeing them. And sometimes they even change the direction of the show.
Absolutely. And so with it being live and interactive, it just can make it a lot of fun. But before we get into some fun, James, I got to tell you, I had some fun and some suffering the last week.
We weren't sick again, were you?
Oh, yes. So it's
dang.
it's just this never-ending vicious cycle around here. My wife was sick again. She was out of work for a couple days last week.
Wow.
It was not the business. And then on the brighter side, though, on Thursday. We were able to do a special edition of Fatter and Blacker because our good friend of the show, Tyrus, came up to Northern Nevada. He had a big family reunion get together, but we also got to have a Fatter and Blacker reunion. So we Thursday night last week headed on over to get some Brazilian steakhouse barbecue over at Churrasco, which we talked about in last week's episode. Ate a lot of meat. We were there for a good 2-ish solid hours, mowing down some meat. And it was, as always, a very delicious experience. I will say there was a drink on the menu, or it wasn't on the menu, but it was a drink special, and we got Tyrus checking in. There was a special drink that evening, and they came over, they described it, and I was like, you know what, that sounds good. Tyrus got one as well. I should have inquired the price because. It didn't sound that expensive to me based on what was in it. I was expecting, based on what I was hearing, that it was going to be maybe $7-8.
How much was it actually?
13. Not terrible. Not the most expensive drink.
Get a souvenir glass with it? Jeez.
No, and it was in a rocks glass, so it was.
What?
It was.
$13 in a rocks glass?
Yeah.
That better have been top shelf stuff.
No. Again, it was a good drink, but not a $13 drink. So that would probably be my only gripe. Also, some of the food was not as on par as the last time I went. Still good, but not as good as last time.
When was the last time you went?
Back in March, I believe.
I mean, new cooks, man.
Yeah, it can happen, right? Turnover sucks. So that was Thursday. I went into a meat coma because Friday, Tyra says those drinks were pretty good. And as I said, they were good. I don't think they were $13 good. And so so we finished. That's Thursday night, and I kind of went into a meat coma because Friday, and I think there was just a lot of sodium because Friday I had a splitting headache. Friday morning. It was really bad. I was super tired. It was actually so bad I stayed home from work, and I got up in the morning to see my wife and kid out, and then I went back to sleep. And if my wife hadn't called me at 12:30 in the afternoon, I don't know how long I would have kept sleeping.
Dang, bruh.
Yeah. So needless to say, Friday night, Tyrus and I were supposed to go out. We were supposed to go to Shush Boom Friday night. And unfortunately, just with the way I was feeling, I was like, hey man, I'm sorry. I don't think I could do it. But we did have plans for Saturday. So I was like, let's still plan to get together Saturday morning. So the plan was for him to be able to meet my wife and kid and see my mom, who he knows and met. And so we'll get to that, Tyrus. Don't jump the gun. So we did go to Huckleberry's, which is an amazing breakfast lunch spot here in South Reno. I really enjoy it. It's kind of a Southern meets California is how they describe themselves. I don't get it, but I really enjoy their chicken fried steak breakfast. It's really delicious. So Tyrus came, hung out. He came back to the house. We kind of showed him the hood, and then we went to Shush Boom finally, and we enjoyed 3 flights of 4 beers each. That's a total of 12 4-ounce beers. So it's like drinking 3 pints, so not a ton, but we didn't even get through every Shush Boom Brewery beer. There were still 4 or so, one of which I am actually going to crack into right now, because I figured I wanted to drink something tonight that was different than some of the stuff I tried the other day. So this, and I've got a nice frosty glass. I'm going to pour off screen because it's really heavy. But this is Shush Boom's number 4 brewing. It's called the Canadian Lager. So the description on this one.
How about that, eh?
And it's so hard pouring out of this thing. I've got so much head on this right now.
Oh, geez. Like, come on, man. You didn't tilt it? Oh, I mean.
I tried, man. It's hard because I really need 2 hands when this thing is full to hold it.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So it's the way they describe it on their page. Oh, Canada. This beer's a beauty, eh? All Canadian grains with Glacier and Northern Brewer hops, and a Canadian lager yeast strain. We even replicated the soft, crystal clear water from Canadian snowmelt. So refreshing, you'll pound through a 2-4 in no time. Pitter patter. Get your bum down to Shush Boom and give her a go, bud. We're only a few clicks away,
eh? How about that?
It's a lager.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's I wouldn't necessarily say anything too special, but $14 for a 64-ounce growler, not too bad. They did try to charge me more, and I was like, nope, your menu says 14.
Yeah.
So we went to Shush Boom, had quite a few beers, had some snacks, and then we headed back to my place, and I went swimming, and Tyrus doesn't swim, so he sat by the pool, and
stereotypes, baby.
So we did some Fatter and Blacker. It was nice. It was a good time. Now, following that up, on Sunday, me and my wife and my kid, we went out shopping, and coming back from home from shopping and having lunch, I started having really nasty burps. And I was thinking, oh, it must be, I had a hot dog at lunch and it didn't taste great. And I was like, oh, it just might be hot dog burps. If you ever had a Costco hot dog, they're very distinctive. And it wasn't a hot dog from Costco, but my point is that's what I figured it was. As the afternoon went on, they kept getting worse, and it was tasting more like vomit. And as the afternoon turned into evening and I started making dinner for the family,
sounds like acid reflux, son.
I was really not feeling well, to the point that, oh no, it was food poisoning. Don't know what it was from. I don't think it was from that hot dog because well,
it's about 18
to 24 hours generally.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was the hot dog. I still haven't figured out what it was. Um,
Wait, but I didn't last time. Last time I got food poisoning. When I got food poisoning, I didn't have burps. I had like the stomach cramps and stuff, but I didn't have burps.
oh no, I get like nasty vomit burps before. Yeah, and it, I get the stomach ache, and I get the fever and diarrhea and all of that fun stuff. So needless to say, my toilet got punished for a while. And
Gross.
right, yeah. So I ended up missing work on Monday too, because
Sheesh.
I was up all night into the morning. It was not good. But here we are a couple days later, and I'm feeling okay right now. Obviously, I'm drinking a beer. I had some steak for dinner.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm back to feeling good. Now, what I would really appreciate is if I could be healthy for my whole family. If we could just be healthy for like 2 months, that would be nice.
Good luck.
Yeah, I am.
You guys have been hit. You guys got hit pretty hard. You've dealt with it for the past like at least month. I know for sure.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. It's been too long. I don't think I could tell you the last time my entire household was healthy for more than a month. Honestly.
Oh man, were y'all sick when I came, or before I came? After I came?
Probably before and after I.
Well,
before because we didn't want to see you, and after because we hadn't seen you. So, speaking of sickness, let's move on and let's talk about some stuff, shall we?
Oh, hey, you know, I was thinking about something. I don't know why it just popped in my head. You remember this one?
Ah, yes. Missile, like a rocket.
My name is Missile, like the rocket.
Yeah, we'll tell that story someday of going to
little
IHOP
kid scheming.
Little kid was scheming outside the IHOP. But speaking of sicknesses, man, our dear friend, Mr. Joseph R. Biden, recently contracted COVID. He finally joined the team. Yeah, he however, as of today, had tested negative for a second time and seems to be pretty free and clear, only experienced mild symptoms.
Yeah.
So even the president of the United States is not safe from this thing.
And my man's double vaccinated, double boosted.
Yes.
So it can still get you.
Yeah, so we've got Steven checking in. What's good?
What's good?
Clearly not COVID, Steven. Yeah.
Oh man.
So Buddy Joe feeling some pain. Speaking of diseases, the Center for Diseases just recently came out, and you know how great things are here in America? They're so great that ancient diseases have returned. Polio. We got a case of polio.
Come on, bro. Who? Get your kids vaccinated, dear God! Like,
so this patient has developed paralysis, but to be fair, it is believed to have originated outside the U.S.
Oh, okay, wow.
So this person brought it in with them, but hopefully they weren't around a bunch of kids that were unvaccinated, because that could make for some bad times.
Yeah. Polio. Like, I didn't even realize that was. I mean, I knew it was. Yeah. I knew it was still like a thing, but I hadn't heard of polio in forever.
Yeah, in 2015, it was pretty much eradicated from the entire world, except for in Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Oh, of course.
So it's as long as it doesn't make a comeback, then I should be fine. You should be fine. I believe
we got those as kids, so
yeah. So speaking about and Tyra says, I think there are only 2 iron lungs left in the world. That's probably true. I think that today our technology is better than the iron lung. So But speaking about being kids and I gotta take a moment because we don't generally talk about what we're about to talk about that much. Um, but a visionary, a man who took a company and
Oh,
really just grew it to a global machine. Yeah,
phenomenon.
yeah. Um, this gentleman retired, quote unquote, this last Friday, and that's Mr. Vincent
Vincent
Kennedy
Kennedy
McMahon.
McMahon.
So
You're fired.
for those of you that don't enjoy WWE or WWF in the heyday, we get it, and looks like we have Secrets of Heritage House checking in. I wonder who that is running that Facebook page right now. And no, but not Bill Gates, unfortunately. But Vincent Kennedy McMahon, WWE, WWF. Not everyone's favorite person. Not a great human being.
Not at all.
Has totally probably made some very poor life choices. And that's part of why he's retired, because I think all of us fully expected that this man would work until his dying breath.
Yeah.
So him retiring obviously is somewhat, I assume, a forced resignation, and it's for the betterment of the company.
There was the sexual harassment allegation that. Yeah.
Well, and he's only paid over $14 million over the last couple of years in supposedly hush money.
Yeah. Well, so the main thing is that, he was probably asked. It was probably like, hey, either you can retire and you'll be able to, keep all the, monies and all that stuff that you have coming to you in that, or you're fired.
Yeah. Now, obviously I don't want to only look at the negatives at the end of the man's career, because he's done a lot of great things. But
except that botch stunner.
Oh man. I wish he would have retired before WrestleMania. So
that was good.
One of the amazingly great things about Vince retiring is that the new head of creative is Triple H.
Paul Levesque.
Paul Levesque, who, to those of you that follow WWE, obviously know that he ran NXT for a while, ran it extremely well.
Beautiful.
Some of the best content, even some stuff was better than what was going on in the big leagues, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to really see what happens here. I mean, we're probably not going to see any major changes for at least the first couple months, because there are, storylines in place that have kind of been established, and some of them they'll blow up and say, nope, we're not going to do it. And some of them I think they'll just allow to kind of finish off. We got Tyra saying that the segment with the bloodline and Theory was a gem. I haven't laughed like that on Raw in a long time. Long live the "Who's Your Daddy" chant.
New York, because they were in Madison Square Garden this past week, and New York is a different place. Like just hands down a different place. But yeah, that was a great segment. So very interested to see. I'm very interested to see what goes on now with him out. I think there's going to be a lot of there could be some definite good changes. And then you also have Stephanie, and I don't remember the other guy. They're basically
Nick Khan.
Yeah, they're basically co-COO, CEOs, sorry, not COOs, of the company now. So, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Well, stick around, because we're about to switch topics. That's the nice thing about the show, is we don't typically spend a ton of time talking about anything.
Just keep on moving.
So next up, let's talk about some theme park stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but recently there was some mass breakout of teenage fights going on at Knott's Berry Farm.
That's because teenagers are dicks now.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
They're just different.
Well, so unfortunately, because all right, have a good night, Secrets of Heritage House. Thanks for checking in. Our buddies over there nominated for some awards. If you haven't voted for them, head on over. Podcast awards, please vote for them.
Yeah,
Love
we all
having,
been involved.
yeah, love working with them. So love to see them hopefully get some appreciation for the hard work they've done. But Knott's Berry Farm, a quick park update. This came out after the weekend where there were all of these fights, and um, they have now had to well, let's just read it for what they're saying. For decades, Knott's Berry Farm has been a place where families and friends come together to enjoy a one-of-a-kind park full of homegrown experiences and immersive entertainment. Millions of
Homegrown.
guests Millions of guests have counted on us for wholesome family fun, and we're committed to keeping that promise going forward. As part of that commitment, the park will implement a chaperone policy beginning Friday, July 22nd, 2022, remaining in effect on Fridays and Saturdays until further notice. So, if you want to go hang out at Knott's Berry Farm, and you can look on the website,
an adult.
but
Yeah,
the basic thing is if you're under 18, you
Yeah.
have to be accompanied by someone 21 or older at all times.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like all times, like that's the nice thing about some of these theme parks, especially if you went, if you went with like a older, like a grandparent or something, they could bring you and they could just, chill on a bench somewhere and you guys can just kind of run off and you have to check in with them every once in a while. But now they got to be with you. So
I mean, it's that double-edged blade, right? I think it's great because I think teenagers are bad. We were teenagers. We made bad choices. We did bad
but we
things.
weren't that bad.
But there were people that, we went to school with that were. There were people that caused problems at grad night. It happens. I don't love it because I, as a kid, can remember going to Disneyland in my early teens, 12, 13, and, just going off and doing what I wanted.
Right.
And so, it's unfortunate. But again, this is only on Fridays and Saturdays. This isn't necessarily the rest of the week.
But I don't know if that park is even open. I mean, are they? Oh, I guess it's summertime now. So yeah. So
yeah, I don't know what their hours are,
yeah,
but
doesn't really matter. But yeah, but I mean, I understand. I mean, I totally understand why they're doing it. Just because they don't want to deal with, like the security is going to have to try and, track these people down. Then they're going to have to like, call the cops. The cops going and they just, yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just easier not to have to deal with it. I guess that's what they're trying to avoid.
sure, yeah, and of course, speaking of family friendly, Disney Plus has now added rated R films.
Just 3.
In the form of Deadpool's 1 and 2 and
Logan, which is that. Oh man, Logan was a phenomenal film.
I agree. Logan was a really good finale for the X-Men saga altogether. The 20th Century Fox X-Men saga. Right. Deadpool, not amazing, but
no, let's get it correct. Deadpool 1 was amazing. Deadpool 2 had flaws.
Deadpool 1 was good. I still wouldn't say amazing. I think it was good. I enjoyed it.
I absolutely loved it.
Deadpool 2, I thought it was fine, but
it's nice to see Cable.
I am surprised that Disney decided to bring rated R onto Disney Plus. I get that you have parental controls. I understand all of that. Just like I was surprised that they brought the TVMA stuff. And I get wanting to create a one-stop shop so you don't have to necessarily go back and forth between Hulu or Disney Plus to get your access.
Well, the thing the thing that I am surprised by is that they don't have the same as I guess in other countries they have like it's like basically Disney Plus, but it's like the adult, like the higher rated content, it's on there, but it's like in another like file type deal.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't heard that, but either way, there are all of these United States women and men up in arms about Disney for doing it.
Get
No
out of
one,
here, bro.
yeah, no one's ever happy.
They own all the stuff, and they're putting that, like, if you have an issue with it, you don't want your kids coming across it, put on the parental controls, dummies.
Or, hey, be involved in your kid's life and monitor them.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, you know what? That's even better choice.
Yeah, that's why people are really upset.
But I don't want to have to watch them.
Yeah, why should I have to be involved with what my kid's doing? Because you should want to be.
That's why these kids are so bad now, anyways.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, like Tyra says, there's parental locks. I don't see the problem.
Yeah,
turn them off. I mean, some of these kids are smart enough to turn that stuff off, anyways. But be involved, people.
So this last week, James, do you know what took place?
Yes, Comic-Con, San
Finally.
Diego Comic-Con, back in person.
Finally, after 3 years?
I think it was. They didn't have it in. They had it 2019, but they didn't have it 2020 or 2021. So
yes, so it's
finally
been
back.
So 3 years, basically, from the last one.
Oh yeah.
So I was watching, footage and YouTube and Twitch, Twitter, the different people, broadcasting different things throughout the time, and it was exciting to watch, and hopefully your boys will be there in the next year or so. Yeah, we've got some stuff in the works, so it's entirely possible that you might be able to meet your fat and black friend at San Diego Comic-Con in a year or so.
Comic-Con.
But some of the big things coming out of Comic-Con, I figured let's touch on those because there were a lot. So let's start with probably the thing I'm least interested in out of what we're going to talk about, but still interested in: Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
Okay, is this the second Dungeons and Dragons film?
This is This is the first live action.
Was there? I thought there was a Dungeons and Dragons film with Marlon Wayans. I thought that was Dungeons and Dragons. It might have been something else.
So according to the interwebs, there was a film in 2000 called Dungeons and Dragons. Then in 2005, Dungeons and Dragons: Wrath of the Dragon God. And then in 2012, Dungeons and Dragons: The Book of Vile Darkness.
Nah, I don't remember any of those. I think the
Marlon Wayans was in Dungeons and Dragons in 2000.
Yeah, that's the one I saw
with Jeremy Irons.
Yeah. I remember. I did see that one.
I did not. I did not even know that this existed until you just brought it up. So
yeah, no, I remember seeing that. Well, also that's because when the Wayans brothers were like, I mean, they're still big, but they were like, he was blowing up on a bunch of different stuff. So, but yeah.
Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power, another new trailer with a lot of content again.
Yeah.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago where we were already interested in the show, and then that first trailer dropped and it was like, okay, now I'm excited for this show. And then this one, and I'm like, okay, when is this starting?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I thought this isn't the one that we already had?
No, this is a new one that was released at San Diego Comic-Con, and it is up on our page. All of this content, all of these.
No. I'm saying, like, I thought that the only reason I didn't watch this one is because I thought this was the one that I'd already seen.
Nope.
Oh, dang. Okay, now.
Yeah. No, this trailer, man, so good.
Okay.
So good. So, yeah, go watch it. I'm super stoked for this show. It can't come soon enough. I'm ready. I am ready and eager. one of the biggest announcements and one of the biggest teaser trailers coming out of Comic-Con, at least for me, National Treasure, Edge of History. I am so excited to watch this. I really hope that this leads to a third National Treasure film, that Nick Cage gets off his high horse, cuts his hair, and comes on back, because this is the last great film series he was a part of. He hasn't done much of note since. So
Benjamin Franklin Gates.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, at least Jerry Bruckheimer's still attached to it.
Of course he is. He's the one that's been pushing to do a National Treasure 3. He just can't get Nick Cage to ever commit to a timeline.
Here's money. Show up on this date.
Yeah, please already.
I wonder if this is like his, like, because I mean, him and the other girl, they could have had a kid, and it's been long enough to where she could actually be like a teenager at this point.
It's been quite a while. So, one of my favorite sci-fi series, or I guess universes, if you will, is that of the Star Trek universe. And
is it in TNG?
Well, Star Trek: The Next Generation is one of the series within the Star Trek universe. There are many other series that have been fantastic and amazing. But TNG probably still to this day is my favorite. Discovery is getting really close. I really enjoyed that series.
I liked Voyager, but that was only because it was on after SmackDown, so I watch it.
Voyager was a great series. It was a very different series from. Are you okay?
Oh, there was this lightning.
Oh,
near.
Well, that's fun. So, when you think about it, you had 3 7-season series back to back. You had TNG, The Next Generation, then you had Deep Space Nine, DS9, and then you had Voyager.
Yep.
All 3 of those had 7 seasons each, and kind of had some overlap time amongst them. As a Star Trek fan, it was a great time to be alive back then, because it was just so much content and good content. And then they did Star Trek Enterprise, and but we're back to a time where there's good Star Trek content coming out again, such as Discovery. Discovery is really enjoyable. I haven't watched Strange New Worlds, but I've heard it's really good, so I anticipate watching that.
What about Lower Decks? Or the cartoon one?
Prodigy?
No, was it Star Trek Lower Decks or something like that?
There's 2. There's Lower Decks and there's Prodigy.
Oh.
I have not watched either of them.
I heard Lower Decks is actually pretty hilarious, though.
I have heard that as well, and I probably will give it a chance at some point. But for right now, I'm not going to, because there's another series that I have seen season 1. I have not seen season 2, but coming out of San Diego Comic-Con was the announcement and a teaser trailer for season 3, or I guess kind of more of an introductory trailer for season 3 that involved all of these people. And that's Picard, the final season, where we're going to get back Beverly Crusher. We're going to get back Geordi LaForge, Worf. We've seen Will Riker. We've seen, good God, Deanna Troi. Those are returning characters, but we have not seen Worf. We haven't seen Geordi. That'll be really great to see.
Call back 7 of 9 in there.
Well, 7 and 9 has been in the entire series.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that, but
yeah. No, I
really wanted to see this show, but like the only way I saw like the first episode of the first season, and that's because it was on Amazon Prime for free. But I had to pay for the other ones, and I was like, oh, okay, well.
So, James, I'm not sure what's going on with you. You got really bad sound, and it's not syncing up with your video anymore. So, this could make for some fun, entertaining pod. Maybe you drop off for a second and come back in a minute. and try refreshing, see if that helps out. So yeah, I have a huge love for Star Trek Picard. The first season, I very much enjoyed. I think there were things they could have probably done a little bit better, a little bit different. But overall, good series. I do look forward to watching season 2 here in the near future because I need to get caught up on that, as well as Discovery and, of course, Strange New Worlds. We do have James coming back in. Are you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. Welcome back.
All right.
In regards to Picard, Tyrus is calling out. I just want to hear Picard say "Shut up, Will" one more time. Well, he wouldn't say "Shut up, Will." He would say "Shut up, Wesley." So good try, Will Wheaton. I get it.
Will Wheaton.
Tyrus also says, I just started Picard. I'm loving it, and a lot of TNG cast will be in the next season. Yes, well, that is correct. So, James, I'm going to let you take the lead on this next one because you seem to enjoy this universe a little bit more than me. So please, by all means, talk to us about Shazam.
No, I do not like this universe more than anyways. No, but Shazam, I saw Shazam finally. It took me a while, and actually, it's a pretty decent film. So this new one, which I watched the trailer for, which I'm like, I don't know really how I feel about it. If this is one of those things where I think you have to watch the first Shazam in order to really get this sequel.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I have not watched either. I haven't watched the first one. I don't know that I'll watch the second one. I guess I probably will because I have HBO Max, and I think they're on there.
Well, yeah, Shazam is on there.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole DC, it's so frustrating for me. And, when Marvel left Netflix, they created, I guess, a vacuum over at Netflix, which then brings about this one.
Again.
Can you talk to us about Sandman?
I don't know anything about this. Like, literally, the trailer gave me it looks like there's creatures from dreams that are in the real world, and they're getting killed off or something. I don't know. Like, DC is just one of the most confusing things. I like again, I've said this I don't know how many times. Their animated stuff, their a lot of their like cartoon stuff has been really good, but their films and some of the TV shows, not the business.
Not so much. Let's talk about some good stuff, shall we?
Let's.
All right. Let's start here. I Am Groot.
I Am Groot.
So this is a micro series, if you will, coming to Disney Plus starting on August 10th. My understanding, these are going to be about 5-minute episodes. There's just kind of given some interesting stories around Groot and baby Groot, young Groot, and different adventures he went on, I suppose.
Or he has or went on,
yeah. So this is coming out very soon. There's been a trailer. Looks cute. It looks like a way to introduce a young kid to the Marvel universe, I suppose. I just might do that.
Yeah.
Also coming very soon on August 17th, a week later.
Yes.
We got a new trailer here. Did you watch this one?
Yes.
A lot of Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, yeah.
We see some Abomination.
My man got a new contract, apparently.
Hopefully. Well, and, speaking of that, for those of you that don't know, Disney does not have the rights to use Hulk outright in cinema. Hulk can only be used as an ancillary character. Universal still holds the rights for the film use of Hulk. That's why Hulk hasn't.
What?
That's why Hulk hasn't had his own film.
Holy smokes!
You didn't know this?
No, I didn't even. It was one of those things I hadn't thought about because I was like, oh yeah, they
Well,
got
and
everything.
well, and this may come up soon because there's like 15 different characters that Universal actually has the rights to use film wise. Another one of which we'll talk about in a little bit more depth in a moment, is Namor. And so, but kind of interesting, coming up in the very near future, Universal's licensing rights to utilize The Simpsons is coming up. And for those of you that don't know, Universal at their two major theme parks have a Simpsons land.
Well, I thought I just had the Simpsons ride
No.
in Hollywood.
There is now an entire land.
Oh.
So Disney has a very strong negotiating chip to tell Universal, give us back Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll let you continue to use Simpsons.
Do you want to keep this? Okay. Give me my stuff back.
Yeah, if I'm Disney, I could see easily saying, give us back the rights for Hulk, give us back the rights for all of these other characters, and we'll let you use Simpsons for another 20 years or something.
Or we go ahead and take that all back.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take the Simpsons back, and you can shut all of that down, and we'll open our own Simpsons land. That'll probably be better. But back to She-Hulk.
Yes.
This trailer looked really good.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to watch this show, especially knowing some of the direction of the future of the Marvel universe, if you will. I'm really curious to see how this show develops. Seeing Titania coming as the baddie.
The super, basically she ends up becoming like a lawyer for superhero, or superhero type deal. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and I assume you watched the new trailer and saw the very last couple seconds and who's there.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the new trailer. I don't remember. I
am gonna smack you. Daredevil.
I saw. Oh yeah, I saw Matt Murdock, but I didn't know that was.
No. Daredevil in costume with. Are you kidding me?
I must have missed that. No, I watched this trailer. I know I watched this trailer because I saw the new one. I saw that there was a new one from Comic-Con.
Knowing you watch it while you're doing something on your phone.
No, I was actually just watching. I went through and watched all the trailers.
Well, then you should have caught that. So I don't know what to say. You're a disappointment. Let's move on. So some more exciting things coming out in the near future. What If Season 2 coming out very soon. I of course loved Season 1. I thought it was extremely enjoyable. I was surprised by the fact that it, kind of built to a actual storyline that was important. I thought it was just going to be a bunch of one-off standalone episodes.
Nope, not. It was pretty much the last few episodes was the payoff for that series.
Yeah. Well, and then leading into Multiverse of Madness, you definitely needed to have enjoyed What If. So I'm really curious to see where they go with that. Spider-Man Freshman Year, another animated. My understanding is that this is basically going to be the Spider-Man we know, but freshman year, because as we saw back in Civil War, when the Spider-Man we know today was introduced, he already had his powers, and yes, he was new into it, but I'm guessing that this freshman year animated series is going to really kind of give the backstory on how he got the powers and everything.
Yeah, I keep, these articles are so ridiculous. They're like, oh, Tom Holland's not reprising his role as Spider-Man. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like in Spider-Man freshman year. And I was like, because it's animated, dummies. That's why he's not going to do that.
I mean, we had some of the major actors come out for What If.
Yeah, but it was like, exactly, but there was certain ones that weren't there, and it's like they were like, oh, these people have been like, I remember when those articles came out, oh, these people have been recast, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then so I'd read the article, and I'm like, oh.
It's called clickbait, my friend.
Yeah. So I was like, wait, what? And so I'd read it, and I'd be like, oh, it's just because they're not doing the animated voices. And I'm like, okay, fine. So, and then for this one, I didn't even click on it because I was like, oh, because it's probably the same thing. It's probably another story, like because Tom Holland didn't voice Spider-Man and What If, and so on and so forth. So,
speaking of clickbait, one of the hugest Marvel animated announcements coming out as of late, and we really got some more in-depth detail. X-Men 97.
yes.
The continuation picks up pretty much where X-Men the animated series left off back in 1997. Magneto's going to lead the X-Men. We've got all of the characters that are going to be in this series are voiced by the original voice actors from the 92 to 97 series. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be nostalgic. And for me, I definitely need to go back and rewatch the original series, which is on Disney Plus.
I'm just glad that they actually, hopefully it's just I'm just glad the same animation, that old school animation style.
Yeah, it is. So
that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things I'm really excited about is that animation style. Yes, and the OG theme song.
Yes, Tyrus wants the original theme. I can almost guarantee you it will be the original theme. We've seen it already used multiple times in Marvel television and movies as of late. We had that moment in the Multiverse of Madness when Professor Xavier, Charles Xavier, comes out in the yellow wheelchair, floating wheelchair, and we had that moment in Miss Marvel when mutation. So yes, I fully expect it's probably going to have the original theme, and that they're going to play on that theme moving forward in the Marvel universe.
Until they give us X-Men,
and even then, they'll probably use it in some way. A huge trailer coming out of San Diego Comic-Con, which you've said yourself you've watched multiple times. Wow, that was not loud or anything. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, teaser trailer, which it was to me not a teaser trailer.
That wasn't a teaser trailer at all.
It was, it was 2.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, that was a long that's a long teaser.
And boy, did they tease the heck out of Namor, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, that's something we've expected for a minute due to the fact that in what was that?
Endgame.
Endgame. She comes on and she's talking about there's an earthquake and there's something about an earthquake or something like that they needed to go check out. So we expected at that point, there'd probably end up being something about Namor, but now it's pretty much confirmed that it's
not pretty much. It is confirmed. I mean, he was in the trailer multiple times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's there.
Yes. And so what we haven't seen is who the new Black Panther is. There are many rumors and suspicions of who that may be. According to Tyrus, we have no idea who the Black Panther is. Will it be Shuri? Because the glimpse we got was too small for M'Baku or Killmonger. We'll see.
Well, not really. It's not that it was just literally, it was a side shot and they were crouched down. So it's not like, that doesn't really give a whole lot away.
So. Yeah. And as we know, Marvel is known to give away false information in their trailers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, going all the way back to Infinity War, there was a trailer that showed Hulk in a fight scene, and
it was him in the suit.
Yes. No. Oh, you mean in the actual film? Yeah, he's in the Hulkbuster
suit. Yeah. But I was like, yo, wait a minute. I remember when I saw it, I was like, yo, wait, where is he? I remember literally wondering what's going on here. In the trailer, they had him running with everybody, and then in this, he's in the suit. So,
yeah,
gotcha.
Another one that is coming. That huge news. We finally have a MCU version of MODOK being introduced in Quantum Mania. So
hopefully, oh man, please look good because that's a weird, creepy looking character in general. So I really want to know what they do with it.
yeah, I'm really curious to see as well. It's it's a weird character, man. Did you watch the MODOK series on Hulu?
I watched a few of those episodes.
Yeah,
but he's like I said, that's why I was saying he's a weird looking character, and so putting him in the MCU is going to be very interesting because I mean they're not going to be cheap with it. Of course, they're going to make it look good, but I just want to know how good because
yeah, we'll see. I don't know. And obviously, we know Quantum Mania. We're going to get Jonathan Majors finally introduced, probably as Kang specific.
Kang the Conqueror.
So that should be fun and interesting. Speaking of fun and interesting, another Disney Plus series coming in the near future: Secret Invasion.
Yes.
Or as my wife likes to say, Secret Invasion. It's a secret. This will be a Nick Fury-led series. There have been many rumors as to other potential characters who may be in the series, but this should be fun.
Apparently at Comic-Con they had Kobe Smolder, whatever her name
Yes,
is.
Maria Hill.
Yeah, Maria Hill. She's going to be in it apparently.
Yes, and that one I believe was announced a while ago. So,
I haven't really been. I've been like I just kind of. I know they're coming, so I'm like, okay. Some of these I really just want to wait for to see what goes on.
Sure. Why not? You want to wait for Guardians of the Galaxy, or do you want to hear that Adam Warlock is coming into the MCU?
Oh, that's cool.
That should be very interesting. Considered one of the strongest beings, if you will, in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
So that should make for interesting times. And from everything we've been told, this will be the last outing for the Guardians of the Galaxy. That doesn't necessarily mean they're all going to die or anything like that.
No,
but
it just means
the Guardians, as we know them,
the film wise, they might show up in other stuff, but they won't have their own film.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've enjoyed the Guardians series. Echo, we've talked about this before. This will be a Disney Plus series. Echo. Kind of, it sounds like going to be taking place after the events of Hawkeye. Yep. And that could be interesting, seeing her kind of make that shift to a hero. Loki Season 2. Oh, man. This is the one I am... I loved Loki Season 1. It was amazing.
Ended on that quick cliffhanger.
It was probably the best, and creating the ability for time branches, which really then opens the door to the true multiverse and everything. I'm really excited for Season 2.
I've been waiting for Season 2 since they announced that Season 2 was coming at the end of Season 1. And
yeah,
so
yeah. Unfortunately, we've got to wait till next year for this one, though.
Dear God, what?
Oh. Also coming out next year, The Marvels.
Yes.
We've got a while for this one. This will be early next year. But of course, this will be Captain Marvel sequel. So Captain Marvel will be the predominant character, but we're also going to see Spectrum, Maria Rambeau introduced in the WandaVision. And then, of course, as we saw at the end of Miss Marvel, she will be a part of this film as well. So that should make for a lot of fun. I enjoyed the heck out of that series, and I am hoping we see her again before this film, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, I doubt we will, but at least just maybe some hints about it or something. Because also, where did she go? That's the main question. Where did she go?
I think we'll find out in the Marvels.
Yeah, we'll have to probably wait.
This is one that I have been waiting for since it was
Oh
announced at
man,
Comic-Con in 2019.
yeah,
Mahershala Ali led
man.
Blade.
So I, now don't get me wrong. I liked the I think it was like the first two of the Blade movies with good old Wesley Snipes. That's before Marvel had their hands on it. But man, I am super excited for this one. I can't wait.
Yeah, I am too. I love things vampire. They can definitely be a lot of fun and interesting. And Blade as a character, I think, is a lot of fun. So, and introducing that line of things into the MCU just continues to grow the mythos of Marvel. It makes for so much more fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Ironheart. So
Now,
we go ahead.
no, I was saying they actually the funny part. Well, not funny part. The crazy part is they actually sneaked this into the Wakanda Forever trailer.
Yes. So we're going to get introduced to Ironheart likely in that episode. Or I'm sorry, in that film, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. But this will be a standalone series,
Yeah.
Disney Plus series that will likely revolve around that character. Should be a lot of fun. I'm hoping it's played by the same girl that we saw at while in line for the Spider-Man ride at California Adventure.
Now I don't quote me on this, but actually I believe we actually see her in the trailer. There's that little scene where there's another girl in the lab with Shuri, and I believe that is her. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, and of course, Tyrus calls out that Ryan Reynolds and Triple H were both great in the Blade Trinity. They weren't they okay, they were fine. I think
Oh, who else was in that? Oh, Jessica Biel was in that too.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Triple H the steel fangs.
We got a name change on this one. Originally, it was
Yeah.
going to be titled Agatha House of Harkness.
Yeah.
Now called Agatha
Coven of Chaos.
Yes. Obviously playing into that multiverse of madness kind of title. And, I assume this is going to be some backstory more on Agatha, as well as the events, I would assume, taking place after WandaVision, and where she's at and what she's doing. So my suspicion is that she is going to become a member. She's going to be causing some problems, but she's going to also become, there's been a team that's been building over the course of the last of phase 4 of the MCU, if you will. We saw the U.S. Marshal. We've seen Abomination come back. We've obviously seen Florence Pugh's Black Widow being recruited. So there are these other anti-heroes, if you will, that are being recruited. And I have a suspicion that we're going to likely see Agatha get recruited at some point to be the anti-Scarlet Witch, if you will. We'll see. But this is a huge one. This is a huge one here because it was announced that this will be an 18-episode Disney Plus series, and that is Daredevil: Born Again.
Yes.
We were reintroduced to Matt Murdock in Spider-Man: No Way Home, which was great. We see glimpses of him in She-Hulk. I am so excited for this series. I have so enjoyed, and it has been confirmed that we will have Kingpin back as well,
Nice.
who we did see as well in the Hawkeye series. So
Yes.
This could be a really great series. 18 episodes though.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. So I'm really curious. I hope it's not 18-hour episodes.
Oh, sheesh. I mean, that's a lot of movies right there.
Yeah.
But if it's 18 episodes, man, because I mean, most of them have been 6. So I mean, they could be 30 minutes, but they might as well just make it. Oh yeah, that's just a lot. That's a lot of it's a lot of time watching. Yeah,
Absolutely. And of course, we've got Captain America 4, also known as For Life, the New World Order. This will be a Sam Wilson-led
Yes.
Captain America film. Should be a lot of fun. I have no idea. There hasn't been much announced about what will actually be taking place. I just kind of want to enjoy this one. I think it could be really good. I would expect we'll see Bucky, Winter Soldier in this one. So that's exciting. And with all of this, of course, will lead to a anti-hero team up in Thunderbolts. I've talked about this before. Generally, in the past, General Ross has led the Thunderbolts as Red Hulk. However, the actor playing General Ross recently passed away, so not quite sure what's going to happen there.
Yeah, but I'm sure they'll figure something out.
They always do. They're geniuses over there at Marvel.
Yep.
Up next, Fantastic Four reboot.
Yeah, I recently saw, actually not recently, just today, I saw the most recent Fantastic Four, and it wasn't great by any means, but it wasn't as horrible as people were making it sound.
I don't know. I watched it and I thought it was pretty painful. I did not enjoy it at all. I thought the Doctor Doom was bad. I thought that, it was mostly pretty bad. I would rather watch the first Fantastic Four any day than watch that piece of garbage. So we'll see. There is no way Marvel can do any worse than what's already been done with the Fantastic Four.
Well, I think, and now that it's under Marvel's control, so they're gonna make it fit in with everything else. So it will be fine.
We have finally a new Avengers film announced, The Kang Dynasty.
Oh, that makes it sound like we're gonna be introduced to the because there was a bunch of them, so it looks like we might. That's what I'm feeling might end up happening there.
Well, and if you remember at the end of Loki, he even says, "Just wait till you meet my variants."
Yeah,
kind of setting up that it's an inevitability. So we're gonna get there. Also, another Avengers film announced, Secret Wars.
That's a big series too. I don't know the ins and outs of that series completely, but I know it was a very big Marvel universe encompassing in the comic books.
Secret Wars was like Civil War on steroids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Secret Wars is going to be huge, and it has to be. And with everything that we've seen in the MCU to date up to this point, this is, of course, the next Infinity War Endgame kind of. Yeah, and so all of this to say we are in the multiverse saga. The first three phases of the MCU were known as the Infinity Saga. The first 23 films, I believe. And now we are in the multiverse saga. So just to kind of break down.
So which one did that start? What did that start with?
The multiverse saga?
Yeah.
That would have started with, I don't know. I don't even remember what the last film of the third.
Because we've had all the Spider-Man. No, I'm sorry. We've had.
Phase 4 began with Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
So just to be clear, we're currently in Phase 4, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more in depth in just a minute. So the films of Phase 4, just the films, are Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings,
right.
Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So that's Phase 4 films. Phase 4 television is WandaVision,
okay.
Falcon Winter Soldier,
right.
Loki Season 1,
Okay.
What If Season 1,
Okay.
Hawkeye,
Mm-hmm.
Moon Knight,
Right.
Miss Marvel,
Okay.
She-Hulk Attorney at Law,
Right.
the upcoming, still untitled, but it's supposed to be coming out this year, Halloween special.
Wait,
As well,
that's supposed to be included. I thought that was just like a zombies thing or whatever.
I don't think so. We'll see.
I heard something about zombies, and they were gonna do it's like a whole zombies thing.
I heard there will be a zombies animated series of its own. I don't believe it's going to be that. And then, of course, also coming out this holiday season, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yes.
So that is phase 4. And then getting more specific into phase 5, this was a direct screenshot from somebody took a picture at Comic-Con. And this, you don't see him, but just in front of this screen was Kevin Feige introducing phase 5. So again, just from a timeline perspective, you want to call this out, James? Or you want me to do it?
Oh no. So are we just going through what's on here? So we got, looks like Quantum Mania will be starting everything off, followed by Secret Invasion. Then Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, Echo and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 look like they're coming out rather close together. Loki Season 2, as well as it looks like July or something like that for the Marvels. And then November, it looks like, for Blade, as well as fall. So around the same time, fall will be Ironheart. Agatha, Coven of Chaos looks like winter as well. Oh, and then we're jumping into spring of 2024 with Daredevil Born Again and Captain America New World Order and the Thunderbolts. Oh, so May and July, yeah.
So not only did we get the timeline for phase 5, but we also got the timeline for phase 6.
Well, this is it's a very tiny portion, but we only have 3 films. We have
3 products announced, but listed on here we have a total of 11 items. So there are many things that obviously they are not announcing yet that they have planned.
Yeah.
And the reason that they haven't announced them is because it would likely be spoilers for the stuff. Yeah. I would expect we're probably going to get like Loki Season 3 or What If Season 3. Or
I don't know about those. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe a What If, maybe another What If, but I'm thinking there's going to end up being hope there's probably an X-Men there. I'm thinking there might be an X-Men somewhere. Something
maybe we'll finally get Nova.
I don't know. I know they announced the what's the girl with the dinosaur? They announced that's going to be that's a cartoon series on Disney Channel or something. But
I don't think that's going to be necessarily official MCU.
Yeah, I think that might just be a little side cartoon deal, but yeah, whatever it is, there's spots open, so they're Kevin Feige's got that whole thing on lock down.
Yes, he absolutely does.
Maybe another. Will we get some more Spider-Man?
We will, of course, get more Spider-Man. Tom Holland has signed on for another, I believe, 6 films. 3 full films and then 3 additional appearances, which likely, of course, will be
in the Avengers.
Yeah, and something else. So, yeah, I'm sure we're going to see one of those slots right there become a Spider-Man film.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised we're going to be waiting that long for one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we might get, maybe they'll give us something, some kind of little glimpses into what he's been doing, or maybe like Peter Parker taking photos somewhere in one of these films.
Yeah, he of course can always show up somewhere else in another film. Doesn't have to have his own. But I'm just saying, when you think about it, we had a Spider-Man film pretty much every 2 years or less. It was more like about every 18 months, where now we're looking at realistically a 2 to 3 year gap potentially. which is okay. We don't want to overdo it, but I think, especially coming off the heels of No Way
No
Home,
Way Home. Yeah, that was that. I mean, that was a solid conclusion. But I would definitely like him to, you know, meet up with Ned and MJ again. That would be I think closure for him, but we'll see.
and it will come.
Yeah.
I would also like to see Amazing Spider-Man 3, if not also a Spider-Man 4, which those have both been rumored to be possibilities in the future.
I mean, I would if they're gonna do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know because they all got sent back to their own places, so I don't know.
I'm just saying Sony is clearly setting up an event on their side with the Sinister Six likely in the future, because you've now got the Vulture over there. You've already got your who else has been established? Morbius has been established. Venom has been established. So they're building over there towards that direction, and so you could easily.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say you could easily have it be Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield against the Sinister Six, or both of them. It doesn't have to be Tom Holland.
Oh, you know what? No, I was gonna say Tom Holland, but actually that could be pretty cool if somehow they end up having to come together, because there was that whole moment with the Flash and that's how Vulture ended up in the Sony universe, blah blah blah. But they've been building to it towards. They've been talking about a Sinister Six film for ages now. I think since Amazing Spider-Man, with Rhino showing up in that mechanical suit, Paul Giamatti in that mechanical suit.
Yes, but he did not get enough screen time, that guy.
No, it was literally he showed up and it was like that was how the film ended. But I think they've been, like I said, they've been building towards the Sinister Six film for a long time. So we'll see what actually happens.
Yeah, I thought we were actually going to get a Sinister Six in No Way Home, and it was close. Just not quite there.
Yeah.
And so I think Sony is building towards that, and with getting some good creative input from Feige and those at Marvel Studios, they're definitely heading in a much better direction than they ever have before. So,
yeah, their what was it? Spider-Verse that was a great movie. Like Enter the Spider, and now they have the second one coming out too. So I'm interested to see how that works out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about all the content we had, which was a lot to talk about. I'm surprised we actually got through it this fast.
Comic-Con is a lot.
Well, that's just the stuff we really like that we talk about regularly. That's not everything, We've got good friends that were at Comic-Con this year. They had their own
world premiere. Well, they're not world premiere, but their Comic-Con premiere.
Yeah, Lumpia with a vengeance.
Lumpia 2, with vengeance. I was able to go to the Las Vegas premiere.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. Ago. They had their first cosplayer show up, which was, I saw those photos. That was kind of cool.
They had a few cosplayers show up, so that was huge. And then I know they had a panel. They had the film, of course, which opened the festival this year. So that's big ups, especially for a independent, crowd-funded film. To get this kind of love and when I went to go see the film, they want as much support as they can get, and so I'm sure those people at Comic-Con definitely showed them the love. So hopefully, they might end up getting a much larger release. So it's cool to see. It's cool to see, especially when you're a part. Like I was a part of that film, so it was very cool to see it. Very cool to know that they're getting around to these big conventions and people are showing them a lot of love.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tyrus has requested. So one of the things I left off was that Tyrus did bring he brought with him his copy of God of War.
Yeah.
I agreed that if he brought it and gave it to me, I would play it. I would try it. And
What do you think? What do you think, buddy?
So I have no idea how far into the game I am at this point, but I will say I actually quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
It is by no means it's no Assassin's Creed, but it is enjoyable. The storyline is very well written. There is a lot to do. It's an open world map for the most part, and so there's a lot to kind of do and go around and see. It's frustrating at times too, which one of the things similar with Assassin's Creed, you don't get everything at once, right? Like you've got to build up your weapons or whatever, and there are certain things you can't do in the games until later, and so that's always frustrating.
God of War is one of those things that you have the same blades, but or at least in the older games, you had to build up those blades to get different powers and things like that. So
yeah, in this game, there's a lot. You've got to get certain abilities to do certain things, and you actually have a kid, your son, that goes around with you and is annoying as heck, but really comes in handy at points. So yeah, I will say it is definitely more enjoyable than I expected. And I, of course, will continue playing and will finish the game. And I guess we'll see, by the time I get to the end of the game, how interested I am in getting Ragnarok, which is the next one coming out here in the near future. As it stands right now, I could take it or leave it, because there are parts of the story where it's like, it is a little lame. But yeah, overall, I definitely think it's better than I expected. So I will give it its fair credit.
You didn't play any of the original ones, huh?
I tried playing one once, and I think it was back when I lived with Tyrus. I think he had them, and I tried playing it, and I was just like, I didn't get into it.
I just liked it. It was like they kind of took Greek mythology or Roman mythology, whatever, kind of twisted it on its head a little bit. That's what I was down with that. But yeah.
Well, James, you got anything you want to talk about before we shut this thing down?
Nah, man, I'm good. Can we tell them about what we've been working on, or should we hold off on that?
I think let's wait. I think I like teasing things a little bit, and we are working on something, something new, something different that we haven't talked about. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been quite enjoyable. We've got some more work to do on it, but we will have some pretty big announcements coming here in the very near future of some things we're doing and working on, and we'll be very excited to share that.
Yeah, stay tuned, people. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Again, if we had Secrets at Heritage House checking with us earlier, if you haven't listened to those, go check those out, as well as go give them a vote, or like I think they're in 3 different categories or something that on podcastawards.com.
Yeah, 3 or 4 awards. Go vote for them, even if you haven't listened, because just take our word for it.
Doesn't matter. And then make sure if there's any old content that you need us, go listen to some of our older stuff. If there's some stuff that you need us to come back and revisit, please let us know. We'll gladly go back and talk about some of it. But other than that, hey guys, we'll have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you